So time management and ADHD, when you put those two things together, for some reason, it's kind of absurd in an oxymoron type of way because it's like when you have ADHD, you literally have no concept of time whatsoever. Today, we're going to talk about time management for people that have no concept of time, which means this should be a very interesting video. I'm Victoria Alexander. I help people get mess, clutter, and chaos under control. So if you need that in your life, you're in the right place. I definitely invite you to like the video if you hear anything valuable and subscribe if you want more of this. Time management when you have ADHD, yes, it is possible. We're going to talk about the approach to time management when you have ADHD. That's the first part. Then the second segment will be things to avoid toxic ADHD tips. Then the third part will be the golden list of things you need to do when you have ADHD. So let's just go ahead and dive into what is ADHD. And it's just hilarious to me because it's literally like jumping into a race car to get on the interstate. However, you need to take 3 exits and you plan them out ahead of time. So you get on the interstate and you drive and you get to your destination and realize you literally never took any of the 3 exits. And you're like, what happened? But then on the flip side, you get into the race car and you take the first exit, and what happens is you never get off the exit. And it's like, okay, you got 2 more exits you need to hit. You need to keep getting down the road. We have a destination to get to, and you're, just hanging out, having a picnic at exit 1. Suddenly, you realize, wait a minute, am I supposed to be here right now? It's been 3 hours. About signs of ADHD. If you're here, you already know it's poor planning, lack of focus, inability to prioritize, a very weird relationship with time or the acceptance that there is a thing called time. I can say something's going to take me 10 minutes and it's like a 3-day task. How am I not able to figure out how long something takes? I don't know. But it's like the little things that get you. Having ADHD is kind of like having all the symptoms of being on drugs, but you're not on drugs. Dr. Hallowell is an ADHD psychiatrist, or I don't even know if I just said that word right, so ignore that. He's a leading expert in ADHD brain. So he said that one of the classic hallmarks is unexplainable underachievement, and I think for me personally, that's definitely just a huge hallmark, right? For the most part, your potential does not necessarily match your reality or your outer world. You haven't been able to bring what's in you out of you. You feel lazy. You feel like your brain's not working. It's embarrassing. You feel ashamed. People are like coming at you disrespectfully. And it's like, yo, you talking to me like I'm not a mad genius? Like, yes, I know I just failed this test, but you guys don't understand. I'm telling you, people don't get it. You have to have it to get it. I think a lot of people are undiagnosed. If you have an inkling that something is literally wrong, like just like classic tips for time management do not work for you whatsoever. If that's you, you are in the right place. Diagnosis or no diagnosis. Like you have felt like your brain is not working and it's pushing you to the point where you're about to have some type of midlife or late life or early life crisis because things are not going, like you just know something is wrong with your brain. It's being an antagonist. You are not alone. Again, you're in the right place. There are some easy fixes. You just have to be willing to experiment to figure out, okay, how can I work with my not so typical brain? Let's keep chugging along here. Where am I? What you need to know when you're approaching time management with ADHD. And I have 3 things that you need to know. So grab your pen and paper. And if you like what you've heard so far, number 1, you are probably a creative person. Your brain needs dopamine. Remember we talked about the whole druggy junkie thing? For us, our dopamine is newness. And it just is what it is. Something that's interesting. It sounds simple and insignificant, but it makes all the difference. It's like how a dolphin might need some kind of treat in order to do its trick. That's the weirdest example ever. Like, oh my God. You need something to keep your brain fed and willing to work for you. So give it that creativity, those things that do interest you so it can be fed, and then it's happy, then it's willing to do some work, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Dolphins. Tip number 2, or thing you need to know, is that you get bored easily. That's nothing to be ashamed of. It is what it is. You have a fast moving mind. You're not like other people. Think about all the people that we know that are geniuses. They like move fast, like their body movements are like jittery, you know? It is what it is. You see something, you're in it, you become obsessed with it, and then you kick it to the curb later on and on to the next thing. It's nothing to fight. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. You change your interests. If you're like me, you're a multi-passionate person, you know a little bit about everything. It just makes you interesting. Okay? I'm not a subject matter expert in anything either, but I know a little about a lot. There we go. I was about to say that backwards. That makes for good conversation. So start looking at these things as pluses instead of negatives. All right, so here's the third thing, which is that you always need to feed your brain first, especially if you have frogs to eat. The more things that you need to do, the more responsibilities that you're taking on, the more things you need to do on the opposite end to keep your brain happy. That's really, really important. Things to avoid when you have ADHD. And I'm talking about time management tips that just literally will destroy us. So number one is comparison traps. We see neurotypical tips for time management. It could be productivity systems, planners, specific note-taking styles, and we try them. We jump in 100%. And what happens is, if you're like me, you tend to get real messy and sloppy with things. I could be working out of Trello, the notes in my iMac, notes in my phone, and Evernote, right? So I have like 4 different systems, and it's literally all because I may like the color scheme in one. So I like the black background and the dots on the notepad inside of Evernote versus like the options I have within Notes on my iPhone. And then within Trello, I like the way that I can slide certain things over, you know, from here and there. And it makes absolutely no sense. It's very sloppy. No one would ever tell you to do something like this. Like nobody ever. And I have sticky notes everywhere. No one would ever say, oh, and look, the papers like and stuff behind me. It's so weird. Yeah, like I have to like just scribble the stuff down and I put it behind me because that is just my system. Avoid comparison traps. What works for the mainstream is not going to work for you, or chances are your system's gonna look way different. Okay, it's like spaghetti. There's a billion ways to do it. So just know that when someone is introducing their system, it's not for you to try to adopt it, it's for you to experiment with it. Number 2, never think that anything will be your forever boo. That's how I wrote it, so that's how I'm reading it. When you hear about, let's say, a productivity system like Notion, right? It's like so exciting. So again, you jump all in, you become a Notion expert over the weekend, you spend the next 2 weeks building that thing out, making it perfect, 50 different sheets. 3 months later, it's like Notion who? You've already moved on to the next thing. Just accept it. It just is what it is. The way our brains work, again, we like newness. We like the experience of building the system out. You know, we're organized in that moment as we're doing everything. And then once it's over, it's just over. Accept it. Where we need the newness. Start looking at this as a positive. You can help other people. You know all the productivity systems because you've used them all, literally. Look at it as a thing that really demonstrates how powerful and how beautiful your brain works. Okay, you can take new information, turn it into something, and then you're like, that's old, you guys are late, whatever. Number 3, thing to avoid when you have ADHD. Avoid unproductive learning. This goes back to the whole Notion thing, right? When we get introduced to something new, a new tool, a new system, you want to learn all about it. I've learned this was a tough one for me, okay? My father told me, pierce the heart of ignorance with the sword of intelligence, and I really have like taken that literally, but no, I've had to stop. I've done a lot of unnecessary learning, guys. When you find yourself learning things that are not gonna help you in completing this particular step that you're stuck on, that's not the learning that you need to do. Take this YouTube thing here. All I need to know is how to publish it. I'll go from learning how to publish it to, hey, this is the YouTube creator here. Oh man, you know, he's from this place in California. They're getting their wines imported from the, oh my God, tri-blends. What's the difference between tri-blends and then just a regular blend? I don't know, I'm about to find out. I spent 6 hours learning about wines. I was just trying to figure out how to publish the video. Avoid unproductive learning. Number 4 thing to avoid is Never look at all the tasks that you need to do to get something done. So typically we like to say, hey, break the task down into smaller bits and yada, yada, yada. Give me the 3 main things. That's all I need to know. Task number 1, record the video. Don't talk to me about lighting. Don't talk to me about the camera settings. Don't talk to me about anything else, because if you give me all that, if I have to see all these steps, my brain, if I gotta do all that, no thank you. Stop looking at all the tasks. If it's working for you, cool, but if you are kind of like me, like, don't. Just know it's what are the 3 things I need to do to get this done. Bare bones. That was the avoid list. Avoid comparison traps. Never think anything will be your forever boo. Avoid unproductive learning. And then number 4, never look at all the tasks. It's like going up the ladder at the swimming pool, and then you turn and like you look back and you realize, okay, there's no way I'm gonna go all the way up here and jump down. Like, we're done. Things that you need to do if you have ADHD to become better at time management or just get things done. Number 1, focus blocks. Focus blocks are kind of like time blocks, but for me, as a person that has multiple businesses, I have multiple employees and just lots of responsibilities, the best way I've learned to keep up with them is to have a literal block of time that I say, this is designated for this specific activity only. I cannot do any other things. I have an email block, a phone call block. This is my filming block, my recording block. I'm not allowed to do anything else. Focus block. Do set a timer for everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. If you need to clean the kitchen, 10-minute timer. Boom, hit it. If you need to do emails, like I hate emails, I'm gonna knock out as many as I can in 10, but after that, I'm done. Bad business practice from the sense of, maybe people do go unanswered, but good for my brain. And yeah, number 3, time management tip. When you have ADHD, work with me or clean with me. Videos, buddies, whatever you need to do, like accountability, it definitely helps. So if you're, for instance, a student, getting someone to study with it may make all the difference in the world. If you're having issues cleaning, it's time for you to clean. And you may say, okay, I'm gonna do tip 2, I'm gonna set a time limit, but I'm also gonna put a YouTube clean with me video on at the same time, just for that extra whatever. Do that, just experiment with it. And again, I just say that because I do know when I have study sessions or work sessions with other business people, it definitely helps me just stay on task in that moment and knock out things I would never ever be able to do by myself. I'm not trustworthy. I need somebody with me. Have a work with me, study with me, clean with me buddy, even if it's an imaginary friend. Number 4 is gamify things. Make things fun. So here's an example. I heard this from another YouTuber, which was doing mundane, well, he didn't say this part, but we all know doing mundane things, filling out paperwork at the doctor's office, applications, or even taking tests. It's boring, and sometimes you just check out. It's not fun. Cleaning, all these things are just, turn them into a game instead. When it comes to cleaning, you may say, all right, here we go. I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and I'm going to see how many plates I can wash in 10. Or you may reverse and be like, how fast can I wash 10 plates? Boom. When it comes to a test, if you're a student or something, you may say, okay, I'm going to answer every 3rd question first, and I'm going to go back and do like the ones in the middle, or I'm going to answer all the questions from the last page forward, right? Instead of just doing it the normal way. Super weird, super ADHD, and super amazing to me because that's just what it takes to stay engaged, stay interested. Again, we're easily bored. You're just doing what you have to do. Gamify things. Number 5, and this is a good one, reflect or get wrecked. What does that mean? Imagine taking an exam, you failed, and you've got to take that exam again next week since you failed it. Well, what if you didn't go back though to look and see why you failed? You have no idea what you got wrong last week, so you're just here to take this exam again, and chances are you're probably going to fail again. Go back, you got to see what you got wrong so that you can get it right the next time. You have to reflect on your day. You need to reflect on your previous week so that you can make some changes, adapt for the upcoming week. That's all that literally means. Set aside time, 5 minutes at night, or even just once a week on whatever day of your choice, to literally just say, what the heck happened this week? How many things caught on fire? How many things did I forget? What actually went right? What are some of the things I should keep doing from last week that I did this week? And from there, you'll be able to build and develop some healthy habits. And like I said, you'll see yourself constantly getting more and more and more done. I hope you enjoyed this video all about time management when you have ADHD. It has definitely worked for me, but if you have some more tips, put them in the comment section because people do read it and people put some pretty awesome things down there that I never would have thought of. So with that being said, I do hope to see you in the next video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys next time. Adios.